Hey, it's Jed here, CEO of I-9 Intelligence. We had this article come out. We have heard a lot of people asking for this, but what is the ROI, the return on investment for automating your I-9 and E-Verify processes in your HR systems? I think there's a case to be made here, especially for folks who are using paper, like actual printed paper and ink I-9s across different locations, but also including folks who are using an HRIS platform to handle their I-9s and E-Verify. You'll want to think through the ROI here. So we made this case just because I think people see us as a compliance platform, which we are, and we provide that quick service help around I-9 questions and audits and how to integrate with E-Verify and all that good stuff. We just automate for people, but we also are a major time saver for businesses who use our software effectively. So I wanted to discuss that a little bit, and that's part of the idea around this article. And basically, what I'm saying is we can save you money as well. So I think part of the problem here is people aren't aware of the hidden costs around manual compliance. We hear about people managing I-9s through spreadsheets, we talked to someone who had 7 major locations, like industrial locations across 7 different states, and doing it with filing cabinets. That's just, it's creating a lot of risk, and it's also taking a lot of time for people's teams to handle that. And so they're spending a lot of extra time actually doing the I-9s, helping people with Section 1, doing the Section 2s, spending a lot of extra time with Supplement B, when really compliant software like ours can really make that just go really quick. There's also the penalties as well. That's a huge piece here that I think I talk to CEOs and CFOs and heads of IT, they don't necessarily understand how severe the penalties can be. And with $165 billion of added funding to ICE has signaled very clearly, Tom Homan, the borders are, he has stated very clearly that employers will be held responsible around this stuff. So it's something that you'll want to think about. And it can also just really upset your business if you go through an audit and you're not prepared. So that can also be a cost driver. I think there's 6 ways where we can really deliver a measurable return. One is reducing labor costs. For instance, if you use our remote verification product, for instance, you have E-Verify and you want our team to do the remote verifications, that's a fairly simple thing you can outsource to professionals like I-9 Intelligence to do, as opposed to hiring internally within your business. So that can save money. And then we're really good at following up with our software. So lots of notifications and all that good stuff so that actually the Section 1s get done, the Section 2s get done. They're easy to edit and change. They're all stored in the same place across your entire company. So even if we have clients that have over 100 locations, all of your I-9s are still in one central secure location. That's much easier for HR teams to handle, especially if you have a lot of high volume hiring. That's a big one as well. And I mentioned the multiple locations. 2, minimizing risk of fines and penalties. We had another article recently take a look around the penalties. So the penalties have gone up again in 2025. They go up every year now. And so you want to be aware of, take your free risk calculator, but you want to be aware that even just the Form I-9 paperwork violations are now up to almost set $2,800 each. So that's as simple as like you put the date in wrong. If you don't use the correct format in the I-9, you could look at that kind of penalty. You want to manage that. So that's just, you want to eliminate the risk of fines and penalties, period. Also, streamlining the E-Verify process. We work with E-Verify day in, day out. We have E-Verify completely integrated through our solution. We have a relationship with E-Verify. So we handle all of this for all of our clients that use E-Verify. And it just automatically submits for cases and provides status updates and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you'd be double entering. We also improve your audit preparedness. That's another big one. It's just in one place. It has the full audit history. So that's a huge one that ICE asks for every time they do an audit. They want to see that audit history in addition to all the I-9s and then all the supporting documents. So if you're not searching through filing cabinets in 7 different industrial locations across 7 states, obviously this is going to be a much smoother process. And then also it's going to be a solution that scales if you are scaling with your workforce with good software, you don't need to add a ton of headcount. You're just going to rely on the software. And then, of course, if you miss fines or you're able to eliminate fine risk, that's going to save a lot of money. So I think also just like raw numbers, right? If you have an employee doing a lot of back and forth follow ups on the I-9, the section one, like ours just does it automatically. Like it just takes care of it. So it reduces the burden on employees who are using it. Also, like error rate reduction is a big piece here. It's just moving from manual to automated systems. So it can probably reduce your cost per hire pretty significantly if that's a metric you're looking at as an HR leader or CFO or looking around those HR metrics. You want to eliminate that headache for business, for your business. There's a lot more here. I would say take a look. We're a fully integrated solution with any HRIS platform or ETS that you're using. We have a fully functional API that is very robust. You can use it, you can integrate it into your workflow however you like. Of course, we have E-Verify integration directly built throughout our software, so that's already good. And then we have a ton of compliance safeguards with our software. So reminders, document checks. We also have best-in-class security, and it's just an easy experience to use. So our goal is to minimize the time to complete the I-9 form, and then also to increase the quality of compliance on every I-9 form. So those are the two metrics we care about. As always, check out more articles. And if you ever want to just, hey, quick 15-minute call, see what's going on, ask some questions, we're happy to provide a demo or we can discuss specific compliance issues with your team and give you some tips to start saving a little bit of money and also get more compliant. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.